All right, guys. Welcome. This is actually probably one of my favorite courses that I've done so far. And this is perfecting your gut instinct. Now, if you want to be a boss in life, in relationships, in business, in your friends, in just making quick decisions, you need to perfect your gut instinct. And all of the successful people in the world know this. In fact, Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, Richard Branson, and Jeff Bezos, just to name a few, all have said that their gut instinct, their intuition, listening to that little voice in their head has been one of the key attributes for their success. So, especially in a time as well where, people don't even know how to communicate. They don't know how to say hi, eye contact. Their gut instinct, they're so out of tune that their gut instinct is like the furthest thing from their thoughts at all, let alone having perfected it. And so there's two ways to perfect it. One way is this course, simplifying it. How do you recognize coincidences? How do you use your basic senses, your five senses? The other way, the way that I went, which is I would not recommend this way, which was a lot of trial and error and being screwed over and having people lie to you, going to touch the stove and seeing if it's hot. Oh, it's hot. Damn. I should have probably had a gut feeling about that. I should have had my instincts tell me, is this person good or bad? And so I would not recommend trial and error. What I would recommend is just a simple breakdown of how you perfect your gut instinct. So let's start over here on the left. In life, you're going to be going, in relationships, in business, in just every day. What am I doing on the weekend? Where am I going on the weekend? I'm going to this party. I meet some people. Am I going to hang out with them or these people? Should I stay here at this party or this bar or this restaurant? Or should I go over here? Should I listen to my gut instinct, my intuition, this voice in my head and go in the right direction? I had a little bit of scribble up here that some people are just like little tadpoles, lost. Some people are like sharks and they're swimming through knowing where to go. Okay, I'm going here now. I'm with this person for a little while. Okay, now this relationship's done. I'm breaking off. I'm going over here. And choosing that path and knowing what to recognize will save you a lifetime of heartache. And you'll be going out networking at events and parties and with all these great people, just like everyone in LA does, and you'll actually get some results out of it instead of just talk, network, no fucking clue about what to do. You might meet a billionaire, a movie producer, this person, that person, and you don't know how to fucking talk to them or even recognize is this the right person for me, and you're screwed. Your whole time is wasted. So, you need to recognize coincidences. Coincidences could be also said to be synchronicities, a fluke, gut confirmation, alignment, chance. You're at the right place at the right time, right? And sometimes when you meet people, they'll say, oh, you seem really familiar. Familiar meaning that you're a family, meaning that there's a connection, there's an alignment, and I should, from surface level to a deeper level to like family level, I should at least make it from surface level to a little bit deeper connection with this person. Go beyond the surface, right? So, I want to give you some examples. And the examples I'm going to give you are gut feeling examples that I've had. But if you're at the beginner level, first step is just recognizing that there are coincidences and that those coincidences should be recognized and studied a little bit deeper, meaning you should dive deeper when you see a coincidence, okay? So let me give you a basic example before I give you like a real world example that's happened to me many, many times. If you have five senses and you're trying to master these five senses, to then perfect your gut instinct, the voice in your head, to really know how to listen to what's right. But at the start, you're just trying to perfect your five senses and recognize certain things. So let's just do a very simple one. Basic senses, eyes, your eyes, right? So the other day, I was at a friend's house and my friend gave me a teddy bear, randomly, right? And the teddy bear was about this big, and I thought, oh, that's a cool teddy bear. You know what? Wouldn't it be cool if I had a keychain on the teddy bear that was attached to me somehow, and I could carry it around? And so the teddy bear would have like a little zipper on it, and it'd be like a cool accessory. I mean, like, wouldn't that be cool? And this is a random thing for me to think about, like, but I was thinking about it. So a few days go past, and then I'm getting a coffee with my friend who's, one of the very successful real estate developers in Los Angeles. And I was walking with him after getting a coffee. We were walking past some person. There was a man and a woman sitting down at the cafe. Now, with my eyes, because I'm actually looking around, I'm not just like walking like this, like a zombie, okay, like 90% of people. I'm looking like this, and I see this person as we're walking past, has a teddy bear around a keychain around his neck. And I'm like, interesting. Now, is it a coincidence that I was thinking about putting a keychain on a teddy bear that my friend had given me 2 days earlier, and then now I'm walking with a friend, and there's a person literally right there? Now, I haven't really noticed this earlier. I'm sure other people had keychains with teddy bears, but now I'm noticing coincidences. Now I see with my eyes, and I say to the guy, hey, cool teddy bear. He looks up, he goes, oh, yeah, man, thanks. Yeah, I just got it. There's actually this company that has a collection. It's like this thing, right? He starts talking about it. I'm like, oh, cool. How's your day going? So now I'm like digging a little bit deeper now. And he's very friendly, very open. Now we're both open. So it turns out, after we discuss a little bit more about each other and what's happening, and now remember, I'm there with a friend who's a huge real estate developer in LA. This person, what do they tell me? Well, they're one of the biggest contractors in Los Angeles. My friend had been looking for more contractors. All of a sudden, now they're connected. Beautiful alignment. All because I recognized the coincidence and I was actually fucking awake. Right? If you're not awake, you're like, swipe, brain dead. Cool. So recognizing with your eyes is a very easy one. Someone's wearing a similar t-shirt, shoes, the hat, they look kind of familiar to you. They look familiar, right? Please also as well, do not go on what 90% of people in the world do, or especially in LA, where it's like, I want to become I want to be a musician, so I'm looking for other music people. I want to be an actor, so I'm looking for producers and other people that are in film. That is what we call, you're just looking for surface level stuff. And that's never going to get you anywhere. I promise you, these huge directors and billionaires and music producers and all these people that are, that are out there, they're not surface level and they're working on gut instinct. And if you're only looking for surface level coincidences, you're not going to have any success. And you're going to be networking and partying and doing that shit for years in the city. You're hearing, sometimes someone will say something that you remember, or that someone had said earlier, or that they might be talking about a TV show, or they might be talking about this, something that someone else had told you earlier. So you're listening. The smell isn't really one of my senses that really triggers me, but sometimes someone has a perfume or something smells, you smell, really when you're on a deeper level, actually, smell is actually an interesting one. But someone smells like their BO, they smell, that's not a good alignment. When they smell, they could be just had a huge workout at gym and they still smell great to you. It's interesting, when you really hone it in, smells can be really important for you. mouth, taste. All right, so sometimes you'll eat food, you'll eat something, or something will trigger your taste buds. And I'm actually trying to perfect that one a little bit more myself. But feeling is another one, which for me really kicks in. Sometimes I'll literally get goosebumps when somebody says something, or I hug somebody. I can feel like they're a good vibe, and it's a harder one to perfect. But essentially, I want you to recognize that we are looking for coincidences at the highest level. We're not like searching for coincidence, but we're aware of them. I'm aware of coincidences. Okay? I'm looking for familiar feelings. And I'll give you one example. I was at the Apple store maybe a few weeks ago, and I was sitting there with a friend who's having his phone fixed. I'm just sitting there around the table, okay? And then, where's the other pen? And then at the other side of the table, at the Apple store, this is at the Grove, this person comes and sits down. So they sit down opposite me. They're sitting here, my friend's here. And I was just talking to my friend like this, looking down at my phone. I'm like this, waiting for the Apple Genius person to come over, and this other person sits down. So now I look over at the other person briefly, just because there's someone there. So it's also, by the way, really weird when you don't look at anybody next to you. It's kind of unusual, you know? That's another thing we're going to talk about, is like just simply looking at people. Simply looking at people. Like, people don't even look at people. It's so strange to me. Like, you don't have to go so hard at everybody, but like at least look at them. So I look up at this person and they look back at me, and it's a guy. I'm straight. I think he was straight too. So it wasn't like anything sexual, but we looked at each other and we held each other's eye contact for a second. So it was like this, and then back to my friend. Now, my gut is so fucking dialed in. I'm so instinctual that I was like, yep, need to talk to that guy. For sure. So I opened up the conversation. Hi, how you doing? How's your day going? Blah, blah, blah. I said, you seem so familiar to me. Because he did, literally. And he starts talking about more. And by the way, we're investing into a fashion line. And, he starts talking about this and about that. And he's a very spiritual person, really connected. But he also happened to be one of the heads at Louis Vuitton. One of the top people. I won't say his name, but you'll know. And I didn't even know who it was. And I was like, man, you seem so familiar to me. Anyway, so keep talking. We exchange details. And as I'm getting his details, I said, by the way, my name's Benny. And he says, well, my name's Daniel. Well, my actual brother, who he coincidentally actually kind of looks like, now that I think about it more, wasn't just like I was going based on eyes. It was something familiar about him. But actually, now that I think about it, when I thought about it afterwards, man, he actually kind of does look like aesthetically looks like my brother. And then coincidentally has the same name as my brother. My brother's name's Daniel. His name's Daniel. Coincidence? Alignment? Now I know. Exchange details. We need to catch up again. Find out he works for Louis Vuitton as well. Boom. Now he's looking for a new career. I'm sliding him into our fashion label because he's a vibe as well. But a lot of people are not aware. They're not even looking, right? And he has literally the same name as my brother. That's an obvious coincidence, right? Another friend of mine actually has, his name is Mo. And then I introduced him to another friend, and my friend goes, oh, my best friend from overseas was named Mo too. Coincidence, right? So you need to be aware, and you need to be looking at your surroundings and bringing these coincidences in. So the next thing I'll just say is that you want to have surface level interactions with people. So surface level would be just like, I'm just literally looking at people. Like I'm walking into a room. I'm not like this, okay? I'm walking into a room and I'm looking. I'm not like looking around but I'm looking. I'm awake, I'm aware, I'm looking, I'm listening. And you'll see the coincidences, they'll pop up. And now that you're aware of them, it's like seeing, you want to buy a black Porsche and now all of a sudden you see all black Porsches. Well, now that you're aware of coincidences and synchronicities and familiar feelings, you're going to bring in way more relationships and friends and business. And you're going to go into rooms and meet the right people, and not only meet them, but you're going to go beyond surface level. So let's talk about surface versus a little bit deeper versus like now we're family. Okay? So surface level is I'm looking, saying, hi, how are you? Cool. Nice to meet you. Hello. My name's Benny. What's your name? Cool. That's the surface level. I don't need to exchange details. I don't need to exchange it with everyone. In fact, I don't want everyone to have my number. But if I want to go beyond surface level and I see that there is a coincidence, there's a familiarity, I have a good feeling, my gut, my intuition says, good person. Not because they work at some place and because I could get some benefit out of them, but now I'm taking it surface level, I'm taking it beyond that to deeper level. And I'm exchanging details and I'm going to follow up with that person. And then after a few more coincidences, a few more alignments, now I'm either going to go into family mode, like this is my family now, and we're going to either be friends, good family, good relationship, business partners. I'm either taking it closer or I'm letting it go at that point. I'm not going to just keep like cordially hanging out with people for the sake of it. So you have to be very aware from surface level to deeper level to family level, surface to deeper to relationships, to comrades, to fucking business partners. I take it to this level. Once I recognize some coincidences, I'm taking it to the next level. If I see there's more alignment, I'll bring them in as family. If I see there's nothing there now, I don't want to waste their time and my time because I only have people around me that I'm doing business with, that I'm family with. Like I'm talking like, if I'm talking to you like continually, consistently, I expect that if you ever have any problems or you ever need anything, you can call me and, hey, I got a couch for you. Yep, cool. Hey, you need some money? Got you. And vice versa. I am not going beyond surface level with anyone, bringing them into family level that I don't see as like my actual family. That I would actually, just like my brother and my sisters, and my mother and my father, my family, just like them, that if I had food, resources, anything, money, advice, I would give it to them. And so only bring people onto that third layer of real deeper level that you're actually going to become serious with. And if you're not, don't waste your time. Don't just have people around you just for the sake of it. So you're recognizing coincidences. You're using your 5 basic instincts to perfect your gut instinct. You're practicing this, okay? And this is when you're going to stop chasing and you're going to start attracting, which does sound very like, cliche to say, but that's actually how it works. You'll literally just be sitting there. Sometimes I see a cute girl and I don't have to go running over to her. I know that if we are aligned, that as I'm going right and left and going up and down, and like I'm recognizing coincidences, I'm looking at things, my gut instinct is telling me engage with this person more, go this way. I know that this person will kind of come into my path. And honestly, I don't even care if it's that day. I might see someone like, oh wow, cute. But I don't have to go rushing over to them and like, hey, excuse me. I know that if we're aligned, that person will come into my life again. But certainly when they are there, I'm going to recognize it. I'm going to go on my gut instinct. We're going to exchange and I'm going to take it beyond surface level. And that's it. Try this practice. Try practicing your gut instinct. Next time you go out, here's a little thing you can do. When you go out, just start by being very aware. Let's try putting your fucking phone away for 2 seconds and being very aware of coincidences that you see and you hear, and try just as a start to be present and looking for familiarities, signs, coincidences, be present, look for them, and I promise you'll see little things, you'll hear it, and you'll be like, ooh. And then as you start practicing that, you're going to perfect it. And then you can become like a Bezos, like a Oprah Winfrey, all these people that are really honed in. I hope this helped. And I hope you guys are going to dial in your gut instinct, start making the right choices, and start having a lot more fun.